And now, WWE Network presents Clash of Champions Kickoff.
Oh, the countdown has begun. Welcome to a night where champions are featured, champions of the focus, and every championship will be defended against those great fans from the WWE Universe that continue to file in here as we have come to the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. Good evening and welcome once again, everybody. I am the coach, and over the course of the next 60 minutes, we're going to get set for a night that's really going to push us into the fall. It's going to be a busy 4 months here in the WWE Universe. We're also going to answer the question, which champion is going to walk out of Charlotte, North Carolina, no longer with gold around their waist? Let's get to know the panel right now. To my immediate left, the lovely and the extremely talented Charlie Caruso. Good evening.
Coach, thank you so much. You know, super excited to be here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Also excited to be part of a panel that I am proud to say I can call each and every one of us proud champions.
Good
right?
for you. That feels good. Only one of us is a former, well, I guess two former tag team champions. Anyway, WWE Hall of Famer to my right, 2 times, Mr. Booker T.
Six-time world champion. You know, I'm a bad man, and all my people,
They all know it.
They're
They all
here.
know it.
They're ready.
They're right here.
They're ready to rock it. I feel them. Somebody's about to take care of some business, y'all.
All right, from my right to my left, all the way down there, the best dressed man in all of the WWE, Harvard educated. I'll leave it right there, Mr. David Otunga. Good
Well,
evening,
thank
sir.
you very much. I'm happy to be here, but I have to correct you. I am also a 2-time tag team champion myself.
Wow, so we're all tag team
Don't
champions.
nobody remember that.
Maybe one day we'll have a tag team.
They
Coach.
remember it more than
Maybe so.
We
coaches.
gotta win something.
Wow, more than mine. It wasn't that funny, Book. It wasn't that funny.
He's having a good time over
Yeah.
there. Let him be.
Yeah.
All right, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen.
Go.
So we're here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Super stoked to be here, but unfortunately not everyone in the WWE Universe can be here in our presence. So guess what? There's only one place to catch all of the Clash of Champions action. That is on the WWE Network. So folks, you have one job, and that is to go to WWENetwork.com right now. Sign up because Clash of Champions is free for new subscribers. And guys, guess what? It does not stop there. Next month's Hell in a Cell, also free for new subscribers. But you know what? With so much going on tonight, Coach, why don't you say we run down the card?
Charlie, guess what? Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, they have 2 jobs tonight. First, they have to focus right from the jump. They start the show, put the tag team titles on the line. If they don't focus on Dolph and Robert Roode, guess what? Those 2 men, very, very capable.
You are right. Those 2 men absolutely with their hands full tonight because later Universal Champion Seth Rollins will defend his title against none other than his fellow Raw Tag Team Champion partner, Braun Strowman. So the question is, what kind of condition will each man be in with the most prestigious Raw title on the line tonight?
And this next one, Charlie, very personal. After multiple attacks, plenty of confusion, Eric Rowan has found himself smack dab in the crosshairs of the big dog. Oh, and by the way, this one, no disqualification.
And talk about personal. Tonight, it is a highly personal rematch for the WWE title as Kofi Kingston looks to prove once and for all he has what it takes to beat Randy Orton, retain his title, and also put an end to the vicious tricks and mind games that have played out between these 2 since SummerSlam.
And The Miz says he wants to bring prestige back to the Intercontinental Championship. Can he do it for a 9th time? Well, Shinsuke will have a whole lot tonight to say about that.
And one more reason to watch the kickoff show. The match going down live right here. It is United States Champion AJ Styles defending his title against Cedric Alexander. A bitter rivalry between 2 men who share the same style of fight and the same goal, but only one can walk away with the gold.
Did you ask about a match that could steal the show? The kickoff show? How about this one? Highlight reel, Cruiserweight Championship, triple threat match. Drew Gulak, Berto Carrillo, Lit Dorado.
And tonight, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville look to put themselves on the map with their first championship victory as they face Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross for the women's tag team titles. But Fire and Desire better be prepared, as we all know Little Miss Bliss is bound to have a trick up her sleeve.
And speaking of tag teams, the Revival calls themselves Top Guys. The New Day currently on top. What a clash between the 2 best tag teams on SmackDown Live today.
And also this evening, the SmackDown Women's Champion has her work cut out for her as she faces Charlotte Flair, who looks to claim her 10th title reign right here in her hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina. But Bayley is looking to not only retain the title, but also shut Charlotte up once and for good. We have so much going down tonight at Clash of Champions. As we just showed you, every single championship is on the line. So guys, you got one job, like I said before, and you only got a little bit of time to do it, and that's go to WWEnetwork.com and sign up, because Clash of Champions is absolutely free. Free, you heard me right, for new subscribers. But guess what? We also have one more match we got to talk about tonight.
Yeah, Charlie, let's go deeper into the Raw Women's Championship story. Becky Lynch, she's been the standard for the past year. The man, if you will. Sasha Banks is coming off a self-imposed hiatus, but she came back and she has made a statement. Sasha wants the attention and the title back. Becky says, you want to do this? Let's go.
So everybody wants to know, where's Sasha Banks been, huh? I took my ball and I went home for 4 months. 4 months I've been gone. Yeah, all I hear is, so I came back to work, but I had a plan.
Oh my God!
And look who came to save the day, right on cue.
Becky Lynch now going after Banks.
And you saw what happened to her, didn't you?
Sasha Banks, she's back. She is better than ever.
Where's your balls now, huh, Becky? And now here I am, center of attention, like I deserve.
What happened to you, Sasha? Because you, of all people, have no reason to be whining. You were the centerpiece of NXT. And when we came up here, you were given main events of Raw and main events of pay-per-views. And when Sasha left, she left with nothing. But meanwhile, the man came around. That's gotta sting you a little bit, huh? It hurts you that I am the face of this company. So if you want to do this, let's do this face to face, you little blue-haired freak.
You just don't get it. I've been running this women's division since day one. You better get used to not having your way around here anymore.
It's time to teach you why I am the man.
I am the talk of this division. I deserve all this glory.
This is a cat and mouse game. And when I do get you, I'm gonna give you something to go run home and cry about.
After Clash of Champions, when I take back my women's championship, the man is gonna be the boss's bitch.
All right, Sasha Banks disappearing for 4 months following WrestleMania, only to have a shocking return with her blue hair, as everyone I'm sure has noticed, jump the entire line and step right up to the man, Becky Lynch. So does anyone have an issue with her believing that she has the right to be first in line to face the champion?
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people do, but you could argue that either way. All that matters is she's in that spot. She came back, she took it. Sasha Banks sat home. She saw Becky Lynch become the man, saw all the money she was making, the opportunities. And she said, I want that. Sasha returned. She wanted to rob that money train.
My thing is, I don't know why Sasha was gone. I don't know if it was personal. I don't know if it was business. But to show back up 4 months later, to still be the biggest name in the locker room, it says a whole lot about you.
It does.
And then to go out there and say, hey, you can be the man, but hey, I'm still the boss. That says a whole lot about the young lady, as well as you know, David. You're in the bodybuilding. Look like Sasha put on about 5 to 8 pounds of hard muscle.
I noticed that too.
In that off time, so I'm looking forward to this.
Sasha was at home resting and preparing. This was a plan. This was calculated. Getting bigger, coming back, exactly her plan.
You don't think quickly that she looked at what Becky's done the last 12 months and said that's going to be the blueprint for what I want to do?
I do think it played into it. I mean, like I said, it's jealousy. To quote the notorious B.I.G., more money you make, the more problems you get.
You know what?
Hey, jealousy and envy come with the territory.
You know, when you're at home and you're watching the ship go by, that's one thing. Out of sight is out of mind. I'm sure Sasha saw that and said, hey, let me go back and reclaim my natural crown. I think that's what this thing is all about.
All right, we're going to put a button on it right there. Speaking of letting the boat go by or trains go by for Kofi Kingston, it was 11 years before he was able to climb the top of the mountain. And since WrestleMania, he has been the guy on SmackDown Live. Well, this rivalry goes back a decade with Randy Orton. 10 years ago, though, would we have seen a kendo stick attack from Kofi? Everything has changed in the last decade, but these two men, they're still at the top of their game.
Kofi Kingston is stupid. I speak the truth, and the truth is at SummerSlam, Kofi Kingston ran from a fight.
Randy Orton is staring Kofi's family right in their eyes.
Kofi's hand off on Randy Orton.
The referee counted both superstars out.
This is what happens when you taunt a man's family. Kofi Kingston is stupid. I proved that the power of positivity can be crushed with the 3 most destructive letters in sports entertainment.
Randy Orton made it very personal when he brought my family into it. He made it personal when he tried to take out my brother Xavier Woods. When you mess with my family, I do not play around.
Kofi is incensed.
Randy Orton has brought out a side of Kofi Kingston we have never seen before.
Stupid. His entire championship reign is based on a fluke. Stupid. This little 11-year fairy tale you've been living comes to a screeching halt. Stupid.
SmackDown Live comes to you from the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden.
It was here where I decided to step up to one of the top superstars in all of WWE to prove that I belonged here. In a Clash of Champions, Randy Orton's gonna find out exactly why I am your
Stupid. You have pretended to be something you are not ever since day one. You weren't ready back then, Kofi, and you're not ready now.
10 years ago, Kofi Kingston said he stepped up to prove that he belongs here in WWE.
You want to relive this? Let's go.
Clash of Champions, I remain your WWE Champion!
And now joining us to help break down the Clash of Champions action, we have none other than the WWE Champion Kofi Kingston and one half of the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Big E. Fellas, what's the good word?
The good word.
The good word. What is the good word?
Well, as we all know, Clash of Champions tonight, every single title will be defended, which means both of your respective titles will be on the line tonight. So tell me, it's New Day, walking out with all the gold.
Charlie, the only revival that we respect is held under a tent with fire and brimstone and the good book. Can a brother get an amen?
Amen.
Thank you, book.
Amen, baby.
Well, I'm so happy to see the two of you. Unfortunately, the third member of the New Day, Xavier Woods, can't be here. He's been out for about a month now because of that brutal attack by the Revival. So do you have any update for us, the WWE Universe, on his condition?
Charlie!
Oh, my goodness.
Now, listen
Xavier, welcome back.
Listen up. The Revival felt the need to come all the way to SmackDown Live in order to get the attention of your boys, the New Day. They took my leg out. I've been out for a month. Revival, congratulations. You now have our attention. And tonight, at Clash of Champions, you are going to come to fully understand exactly why that is not a good thing.
Well, Xavier, I'm so happy to hear you in such good spirits. You really seem like you're 100% ready to go, revved up for all that's coming your way tonight in that SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. But Kofi, I want to direct this next question to you. You know, you have a very deeply personal rivalry with Randy Orton. How do you feel going up against him tonight?
How do I feel, Charlie? I feel good. I feel great. Most importantly, I feel ready because tonight it's going to be me versus Randy one-on-one. No outside interference, no games, none of that. Just me versus Randy. That's it. Now, you got to understand one thing. You got to understand this. Last week, he tried to get inside my head, but what happened? He failed. And instead, we got to relive out one of the greatest moments of my career when I put him through a table again. So how do I feel? I feel great. And tonight, I am going to remain your WWE World Heavyweight Champion, baby!
And we will remain your WWE World Tag Team Champion!
Best of luck, gentlemen. Good luck tonight.
I think they're ready to go.
I love them. I'm so happy Xavier Woods is back.
We could tell that you were very happy Xavier Woods was back.
Can
Quickly,
you?
yes, we can. While we have a couple of minutes, you've got three men that have two titles on the line here tonight. Clearly, they'd be confident. Are they overconfident?
There's no thing as far as overconfident. In this business, I've always walked with a certain air, certain sense of I am the best. And when you go into battle, you got to feel that way.
15 seconds, David.
I mean, the New Day have backed it up. I mean, you have to believe in yourself. Their whole thing is the power of positivity.
Yeah.
That's real.
All right, very good.
You know about that, Coach.
It's all about positivity.
Yeah.
Unless you're Roman Reigns, because the last month or so has not been that positive for one Roman Reigns. He's been the target of several attacks the last few months. It took a lot of time, but finally video surfaced, of Eric Rowan's role. Now Rowan has found himself tonight smack dab in front of Mr. Roman Reigns. No disqualification. Oh, and we might want to keep our eyes on Daniel Bryan.
Here he is. Wait, Roman, watch out, watch out!
I don't know who's attacking me, why they're attacking me. I got questions. I'm gonna make sure I get some answers. I saw you in that hallway, so that makes me assume that you know exactly who did it.
Tell me who did it! Rowan did it!
Rowan?
Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan accused.
Eric Rowan and Daniel Bryan behind the career-threatening attack.
This is typical media spin.
Rowan has nothing to do with this.
I am demanding an apology from Roman Reigns.
Daniel Bryan wanted to stand face to face with the big dog. Daniel Bryan is about to get his wish.
Whoa! Eric Rowan from behind.
You think somebody tells me what to do?
Oh my God!
You think you can control me? I'm nobody's puppet! I'm proud of crashing that car into yours. I'm proud of causing this little accident backstage. But I'm most proud of the pain you're gonna feel at Clash of Champions.
Eric Rowan is completely snapped.
Look me in the eyes and see. See what I'm capable of. I'm proud of what I've done to you.
Oh, Superman punch! Of all the weeks, all the turmoil Roman Reigns has had to hold on to. Oh my God! That's a fan! Rowan on the move, wipes out everyone. Eric Rowan is out of control. Another Superman punch by Reigns.
You're gonna need more than security to separate these two.
Look me in the eyes and see.
Oh my God!
See what I'm capable of.
Well, this match now a no disqualification match, a very fitting for the nature of this rivalry. Now, we look at Eric Rowan. I mean, we're all, I think, up for some good, healthy competition, but Eric Rowan is just malicious, going out of his way to even go as far as take Roman's life. What kind of headspace must Roman Reigns be in heading into this match tonight?
The way I see it is Eric Rowan has been playing, second fiddle. He's been the guy always in the background. He's always been the guy doing all of the work in a lot of situations. And sometimes it comes to breaking point. And I think that's where we are. And he's shown that he's a very, very intelligent monster. And right now, Roman Reigns is the recipient. I think tonight is going to be face-to-face. It's going to be good action.
So you're defending Eric Rowan's actions.
I mean, I'm not defending him, but I've been in that situation. Okay. Sometimes, you want to come up. Sometimes you want to be the guy with all the spotlight is on. You want to be the guy that everyone is talking about. I mean, David knows all about that.
I do. I respect Rowan for stepping up and wanting to step out of Daniel Bryan's shadow. However, I don't agree with his means. I mean, I think he went too far. He tried to take Roman Reigns out. So just think of Roman's mind space. This man tried to end his career. I'm going to tell you one thing. Roman's coming for that boy's neck tonight. That's what this is going to be.
There's a plan, man. My thing is, man, you do football. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. You gotta come up sometime by any means necessary. And if that means at somebody else's expense, that's what happens to be.
And let's be honest, if you want to make a name for yourself, you don't go after somebody that nobody knows.
Of course.
You go after the big dog.
There it is.
Biggest
and
dog
they'll
in
go
the
head-to-head, no disqualification.
Get this
tonight.
paper, baby.
All right, it is time to get action started right here on the Kickoff Show. How about this for action? Cruiserweight title on the line, triple threat match. It's time to send it down to ringside. My man, Vic Joseph. Take it, my friend.
The unlikeliest of duos have come together.
We'll take on anyone that wants to step up.
That's what we do. We win titles, we defend titles.
I like being tag champs, but I'm gonna love being Universal Champion.
I'm a champion.
For the first time in WWE history, tag team partners will defend their titles and battle for the Universal Championship on the same night.
WWE Clash of Champions pay-per-view, streaming live on WWE Network. Tonight, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. As always, WWE Network is free for new subscribers.
What a Universal Championship match tonight in Charlotte, just over 35 minutes away as the WWE Universe filing in to the Spectrum Center for Clash of Champions. It's a 190-year, all WWE titles must be defended. And guys, we're getting ready for the Cruiserweight Championship to be defended in. There's no champion's advantage.
no champion's advantage. You know the rules to a triple threat. Nobody knows the rules better than Drew Gulak. That's how he won the thing in the first place.
That's a great point.
That's true, but we saw this past week, Drew Gulak has to be at least a little nervous enlisting Tony Nese to back him up. Could he be a factor tonight? What's going on in the head of the champion?
Well, here comes Lince Dorado, and guys, does anyone have more momentum heading into this matchup than Dorado?
No, let's not forget Lince Dorado defeated Humberto Carrillo, who at the time had this match, a one-on-one match with Drew Gulak, but Lince came in and defeated him. And at that point, Carrillo had been undefeated for months and months. So Lince is heading into this with a lot of momentum.
Not only that, also pinning the champion this past Tuesday. I mean, riding high is Lince Dorado, and this is his first ever opportunity at the Cruiserweight title.
Whoa. Speaking of first ever opportunities, is this young man? Could the end of hashtag Hot Boy Summer end with championship gold as Humberto Carrillo makes his way to the ring right here?
Nobody's hotter than Aiden English when Humberto Carrillo comes out as...
Can you blame me? The dimples go for decades.
Well, drink soup out of them.
Well, guys, outside of that, I mean, Aiden, you've had WWE title matches. What was your first one like? I mean, how were the nerves for you?
The pressure is immense, and the pressure in this matchup in particular can only be more so. Because not only do you have one person to defeat, now he's got to worry about Lince Dorado as well as the champion Drew Gulak. But you push forward, this is what you train for, this is what you fight for.
Well, speak of the champion, and he shall appear. And Dio, I saw you talking to two-time WWE Hall of Famer Booker T earlier tonight. What did he have to say about this match?
Well, you know, Booker's been in a handful of triple threat matches, and he knew exactly what Drew has to do to get the job done tonight. First of all, he's going to have to divide and conquer. Lince and Humberto have been going at it for the better part of the last month. And second of all, especially for Drew, he's going to have to slow the pace.
I talked to Gulak as we were talking about stomping grounds, which you alluded to earlier the night. He won the Cruiserweight title by not pinning the Cruiserweight champion in a triple threat match. He told me, quote, "The past doesn't influence the future also influences the past." Gulak well prepared for this matchup.
Wise words perhaps, but those he might live to regret it.
The following contest, scheduled for one fall, is a triple threat match for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Introducing the challengers. First, representing Lucha House Party, Lince Dorado. Next, from Monterrey, Mexico, weighing in at 198 pounds, Humberto Carrillo. And from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 203 pounds, he is the WWE Cruiserweight Champion, Drew Gulak.
The champion showcasing a lot of confidence. Again, triple threat match, triple threat rules. Champion does not have to be pinned or submitted to be factored in the decision. And both a pinfall and submission must take place inside the ring. Guys, you want to go on a limb? Who do you think walks away Cruiserweight champion out of Charlotte?
You know who my bet is on, Humberto.
Oh! And right out of the gate, as we've seen in the past, Gulak tries to hit quick and hit hard, and Gulak already pinning predicament for a moment. And this is the MO of the Cruiserweight champion.
That's right, beginning in matches are normally a feeling out process, but Drew Gulak has been trying to throw his opponents off, flying into frame just like that.
Double drop kick, and Dio, are we going to see a little teamwork here by Lince Dorado and Humberto Carrillo throughout this matchup?
You might, because there is that lucha history, that bloodline inside of them. So you're going to see them go at it right here.
Whoa, and I don't know if that was teamwork by design, almost by default. And now Lince Dorado. The pace will quicken between these two.
That teamwork didn't last long because let's not forget the Cruiserweight Championship is on the line.
And the Cruiserweight champion now. It's going to have to almost be divide and conquer if you're Drew Gulak. As Lince Dorado perched high, the golden links off the top.
You got to imagine he's going to do everything he can This is paws down the biggest opportunity of Lince Dorado's career, man. Here he goes again, look out!
And Dorado again. Oh! Hurricane Rana. Oh! Lighten up the chest of Carrillo.
I can feel that in my soul.
I think the entire Spectrum Center still filing in here for Clash of Champions. Gonna feel that.
The champion quickly changing the complexion of this matchup. Lince Dorado taken care of, and now Humberto Carrillo in a triple threat match, guys. And Aiden, you can speak to this. Got to try to pin your opponents quickly.
Oh! And much to Dio's point earlier, this is your chance. Divide and conquer when it's just you and your opponent, one opponent.
High
Take
cross
advantage.
body, shoulders down, title on the line, and Gulak able to kick out at 2. And for Humberto Carrillo, wants to become champion for his family, for his heritage.
Humberto Carrillo took to social media, said he's been working for this, and he said, quote, he would leave his soul in the ring to get the Cruiserweight Championship.
Carrillo now all the way to the top rope, and this is where Carrillo likes to live, but wait a minute, gets caught and planted by Drew Gulak. Gulak into the cover to retain, and Carrillo kicks out at 2. And Drew Gulak would love to beat someone he used to consider, well, quote unquote, a student of his.
I don't know if Humberto ever considered himself a student of Drew Gulak, but Drew Gulak considers everybody a student of his. But this is where he's going to want to have him. He's going to want to have him on the mat, because if he plays the lucha game, he's not going to win.
Gulak very angry at Humberto Carrillo, believes it was Carrillo's arrogance that got him beaten by Lince Dorado 2 weeks ago that made this match a triple threat.
That's right. That's what makes Drew Gulak so dangerous. He knows that Humberto Carrillo is going into this match with a little bit of a disadvantage. The momentum is not on his side like it was a couple of weeks ago, and he's going to take advantage of every bit of that. You know it.
WWE Universe yet again still filing into the Spectrum Center for Clash of Champions, trying to rally the challenger Humberto Carrillo. As Carrillo trying to fight back with a few strikes. And what a kick, rocking the champion. But there's Lince Dorado, and Dorado now trying to get back into the fray.
You gotta always keep eyes in the back of your head in a match like this, because
what a high cross body cover. Do we have a new champion? And a kick out by Carrillo, and you saw Gulak was almost a half second too late.
If that would have been 3, he would not have made it. A very dangerous situation for the Cruiserweight champ.
Lince Dorado gets caught, and again the strength, big showcase gutbuster. Covered by the champion to retain, and again, Lince Dorado kicks out, but Dio, this is a smart strategy by Gulak, who is focused on the midsection of Lince Dorado.
Just like I said, you got to divide and you have to conquer. And if you take away the lungs, that movement speed of Lince Dorado, he's not going to be able to do what he does best.
And another submission applied by, at the one time, considered himself, and probably still does, the best submission specialist in all of the WWE, that being the Cruiserweight champion, Drew Gulak.
He's a submission specialist, but he can knock you out with the right hit. This is a different Drew Gulak than we've known. He's come and he's evolved. That's his whole MO now.
Wait a minute. What a move by Dorado. And Humberto Carrillo getting right back into the match.
And we're seeing a more aggressive Lince Dorado, someone who's actually elevated the rest of the Lucha House Party with him.
On a drop kick by Humberto Carrillo. Carrillo charging in. No wasted motion by the challenger tonight. Another drop kick.
You saw the fire in his eyes earlier. The Latin Lion looking to make his mark.
Connects on the moonsault for the title, and Gulak again just got the right shoulder off the mat. Humberto Carrillo so close, and again, just over 25 minutes from the start of Clash of Champions. This the first of 11 championship matches tonight from Charlotte. Carrillo is rolling, champion to the outside. But look at Lince Dorado.
Carrillo saw him coming there.
Whoa. Oh! Whoa, wait a minute.
What's he thinking here?
You gotta be kidding me.
This is how much the Cruiserweight Championship means to these 3 superstars. As take a look at Carrillo, laying it all on the line.
Flying through the air, not one, but both of his competitors. showing you exactly what he's willing to do to take that Cruiserweight title home.
And Dio Carrillo's in the driver's seat.
This is his chance. He has to act now.
Carrillo with Dorado in his sights. Missile drop kick connected. Do we have a new champion?
This is his chance.
Cover. And Gulak wisely able to break the count.
Smart move by Gulak, learning from his mistakes earlier, getting there for the save this time.
Again, no champion's advantage. Drew Gulak does not have to be factored in the decision to lose his title.
And you're seeing Gulak, what he has to do here is play defense. He's got to break up these pins, and he has to keep the game open so that he can look for the opportune moment to strike.
Okay, well, at that point, Aiden, when does he go on the offense like he is now? He's got to take a risk.
Absolutely. This type of match is all about taking risks, taking advantage of the short opportunities you have to pin or submit your opponent.
Carrillo all the way to the top rope. Carrillo looking to He caught Gulak. Gulak now. Looking for a possible submission is Humberto Carrillo.
Carrillo might be a better student than Drew Gulak ever anticipated.
Is Gulak going to tap out? Oh, what would that mean for Humberto Carrillo? Is the champion going to tap? And now Lindsay. What is... Double submission.
Oh no, Drew Gulak, the champ's get away, but he is locked in with Humberto Carrillo right now.
Humberto had to let go of the hold, and now Gulak trying to pick up Dorado. And just launched him right into Carrillo. And into a cover. The count.
Carrillo's got to get out.
Dorado kicks out at 2.
And that's the thing. Drew Gulak doesn't have to win pretty. He doesn't have to strap in the Gulak. He doesn't have to do his most powerful maneuvers. What he has to do.
All right, now he was looking to plant Lindsay Dorado. Dorado rolls up Gulak, title again, and almost changes hands.
And another.
Now it's Carrillo shoulders down. Dorado just able to get out. Gulak helped it out a little bit. And another pinning predicament, another near fall. Wow. Ooh. Oh. What a clothesline. Cruiserweight Championship is on the line. All 3 superstars are down. At this point, Aiden, you just throw strategy out the window?
At this deep in the match, everyone's hit some big shots. The person who can get to their feet first has a distinct advantage.
Humberto Carrillo is the first to his feet, and now Lindsay Dorado creates a little bit of separation. And for Lindsay Dorado, Dio, he's waited his whole career. This is his first championship opportunity. He's been here since day 1.
Lindsay he's been a mainstay here in 205 Live, and you can see the urgency as he strikes and he moves and he wants to take out Humberto Carrillo.
Trying to take out Carrillo. Lindsay Dorado now going to the top, but look at the Cruiserweight champion from behind. Right back to the midsection of Dorado. And we saw Gulak leave his feet earlier in the matchup. It didn't work out. Will the second time be the charm for the champion?
Not this time, but here comes Dorado!
And I think Lindsay Dorado was just able to get a little bit of Humberto Carrillo. He got all of that super kick, and now Dorado looking to put away Humberto Carrillo.
And Lindsay Dorado is going to have to be less of a Golden Lynx and more of a Jet Jaguar.
Super Hurricane Rana. Dorado put in Humberto.
Could the Golden Lynx get the gold? This is his chance!
Shooting star did not connect. Carrillo able just to get out of the way, and now Carrillo connects. Is this Humberto Carrillo's moment? Carrillo dragging over Lindsay Dorado.
His first opportunity as well. It means everything to him.
Aztec press. We got a new Cruiserweight. There's Gulak. Gulak now. Rolls up, shoulders are down, and Drew Gulak retains the Cruiserweight Championship.
Here is your winner and still the WWE Cruiserweight Champion, Drew Gulak.
What an incredible effort by both challengers, but they fought the law, everyone, and the law won tonight.
Drew Gulak remains the Cruiserweight Champion on 205 Live. And to Aiden's point, who can rise above the law?
Well, it wasn't easy, but Drew Gulak gets the job done, and he will walk out still a champion here tonight in Charlotte, North Carolina. The kickoff show continues, and let's switch gears now to the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley, the champion, Charlotte Flair well, in her hometown, a chance to get back to the top of the mountain. Now, Flair thinks that nobody will ever consider Bayley the face of the women's division. Bayley believes that it's eating at Charlotte Flair that she's the champion. Well, tonight, for the Queen, in the Queen City, something's got to give.
Everybody has something to say about what went down last night.
Sasha unloading here on Lynch. And now Bayley coming in to put an end to things.
This SmackDown Women's Championship means just as much as the Raw Women's Championship. I won't be overshadowed by anybody.
What the hell is happening? Bayley's unloading on Becky.
Nothing has changed. Sasha, she's my best friend. I'm the hero, I'm the role model, and I'm trying to show your kids what it means to be loyal. I'm doing everything that I can to put this division and this title on the map. And that starts at Clash of Champions when I beat the most selfish person on the whole roster, Charlotte Flair.
You're so perceptive because I am the queen of selfishness. But what you see is what you get. Every time the queen steps foot in this ring, you all are witnessing greatness.
Charlotte, here's the 3-time, it's a 7-time. For the 9th time. No one has captured more women's championships in WWE history.
I am the gold standard in the face of the SmackDown Women's Division. So I'm telling you, you better hug that title because at Clash of Champions, I'm going to...
Well, here comes Bayley's best friend, Sasha Banks. Oh, wait a minute! Charlotte Flair makes the first move. Out of necessity, Charlotte Flair trying to defend herself. Oh, and a steel chair to the back.
I'm the hero. I'm the role model. I won't be overshadowed.
The SmackDown Women's Championship match tonight is certainly not to be missed. Now please welcome my guests at this time, the SmackDown Women's Champion, Bayley, and Sasha Banks.
Thank you.
Bayley, Sasha, you both are heading into very intense matches tonight, but yet you both seem very relaxed. Can you explain why?
Oh, what? Are we supposed to be scared? Oh no, I have an intense match. Bayley, help me, please, I'm so scared.
I have an intense match too. Maybe we should forfeit and go home.
If you think intense scares us, then you haven't been paying attention. You see, I came back to collect my check, take back my title, and continue being the boss of the Raw Women's Division.
And I'm here to make sure that this title stays on a champion who's fighting for all the right reasons. So just like true champions, we don't back down from a fight.
And when we do go home, we are gonna go home with all the gold. And you can bank on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
You can't see me!
She's out, Doc.
ION. Submission.
This is great. This is awesome. And it's boom drop time for Kofi.
With an RKO out of nowhere. All hail the queen. What is this maniac doing? The dead man has risen. Oh no!
What is that smell?
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
this coming Friday, SmackDown debuts on Fox Sports. We are 15 minutes away from Clash of Champions, the pay-per-view event from the Spectrum Center here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hey, everybody, Michael Cole, Corey Graves, Renee Young from Monday Night Raw. They are still filing in here for Clash of Champions as we get set for a battle for the United States Championship.
The implications of tonight cannot be overstated. Raw and SmackDown could look completely different just 24 hours from now.
And how much pressure is on this young man with this hometown welcome?
Cedric Alexander, as Renee mentioned, from Charlotte, North Carolina, and a big opportunity here tonight to win his first major championship on Monday Night Raw. Let's take you back to what happened this past Monday night on Raw. Cedric Alexander, AJ Styles, opposite sides in the massive 10-man tag team match. And Corey, it came down to the final 2 men.
United States champion AJ Styles looking to close the deal, but Cedric just a step ahead of the phenomenal one. Lumbar check, and Cedric earns the single biggest pinfall of his impressive career.
And what a night that was for Cedric Alexander, followed up by this.
The Rattlesnake, the WWE Hall of Famer Stone Cold Steve Austin, with a little beer bash to cap off the evening. Certainly had to be a feel-good moment for Cedric Alexander and everyone involved, with the exception of the OC. Let's see if Cedric can keep the momentum rolling tonight at Clash of Champions.
And by pinning AJ Styles this past week, Cedric earned this opportunity here tonight. He is the phenomenal AJ Styles.
You can just feel the energy in this entire arena change as soon as the OC steps foot in front of the WWE Universe.
AJ Styles telling us earlier today that he is going to go to the ring and teach Cedric Alexander a lesson. He said, Cedric, you can celebrate your win at the Garden, but I've been doing this for a long time. You can be good, you can be great, but you're not quite phenomenal.
And that's the difference between greatness and being phenomenal. Physically speaking, Cedric Alexander possesses many of the same attributes as an AJ Styles, but Styles has a decided experience advantage, and that is invaluable, especially in a title defense on a big night like Clash of Champions in front of Cedric's hometown crowd.
And how much does it say about Cedric Alexander that the OC's even put a target on his back?
Cedric look at it as flattering, feel like a threat to the United States champion, but right now Cedric need to only focus on the task at hand. The following contest scheduled for one fall is for the United States Championship! Introducing the challenger from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 205 pounds, Cedric Alexander! And his opponent, representing the OC, he is the United States Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles!
AJ Styles going to go it along tonight as he sent Anderson and Gallows back to the locker room area. One-on-one match for the United States Championship. Renee, Cedric Alexander has called himself hashtag Ebony Lion, hashtag Age of Alexander. Very confident coming into this match tonight.
Yeah, a man that calls himself second to none is going to get quite the test. And the man who calls himself the phenomenal one.
Oh,
and here we go!
From out of nowhere, Michinoku driver. Alexander looking to win the championship. And Styles almost shocked in a matter of 10 seconds.
Well, at the end of the night,
Cedric even looks shocked by that.
The only hashtag that'll matter to the end of the night is Cedric Alexander is and new. Incoming!
Alexander trying to catch AJ Styles off guard, and he may have done so.
They can feel that this is a high-pressure situation for Alexander, looking to make a move early on here.
Fired up in his home city of Charlotte tonight. Alexander with a kick to the side of the face. Here's the cover of the champion to try to win the title. 2 count almost had him, and another near fall.
Try to keep that momentum from last week's lumbar check.
Take another look at the outstanding athleticism of Cedric Alexander and the precision strike right to the temple of Styles. Alexander has the champ on the ropes right now.
And Corey, it seems like Cedric is feeding off this hometown crowd.
Lots of love for the challenger here tonight, that's for sure.
Oh, and again, Alexander caught Styles. AJ is in trouble, has not been able to get out of the blocks.
Cedric's done a great job of pushing the pace. Styles weary at the moment.
And there's the veteran. The veteran Styles looking to turn it around.
That's the experience that cannot be discounted if you're AJ Styles. If you're Cedric Alexander, this could be it.
Now out on the overhead drop right on the back of his neck.
That's it. There's no way Cedric's getting back up from that.
AJ Styles on a night where every championship in WWE is defended. Clash of Champions.
AJ wants
outside the ring with a Styles clash to Alexander.
It's just elementary at this point. Styles can roll in and take the count-out victory. Cedric Alexander is finished.
Well, Corey, you know AJ better than anybody, and Styles was embarrassed after what happened at Madison Square Garden this past week on Raw. Cover by Styles, hook of the leg now on Alexander, and well, no.
Oh, wow.
Styles could take the easy way out, but instead is using this opportunity, this platform at Clash of Champions, to send a crystal clear message to the entire roster.
Yeah, lessons are being learned here tonight.
Yeah, Styles did not take too kindly to losing this past Monday night. He's a very proud two-time United States champion, former WWE champion as well, and knee planted right in the back of the neck. And Styles right now, surviving an early flurry from Alexander, is in firm control.
And AJ has done a masterful job of taking the WWE Universe out of this matchup.
Oh!
Ooh, also having Gallows and Anderson outside of this matchup too, to the back.
Oh, look at this, great counter by Cedric. Wasn't enough.
No!
Styles and Alexander trying to make it to the bottom rope. Will Alexander tap out here?
The calf crusher is locked in, but Cedric able to find respite at the bottom rope.
AJ holding on to that calf cruncher as long as he could.
Cedric did a great job attempting to shift his weight to avoid AJ locking in the submission hold, but Styles just so adept at the calf crusher.
And AJ now just punishing Alexander.
This is a smart strategy. Cedric Alexander has such powerful legs to be able to eliminate Cedric's ability to create a base to deliver some of his explosive offense. This is masterful by AJ Styles.
Smile on the face of Styles. Alexander, of course, a former cruiserweight champion, 7.5 minutes away from the top of the hour and the start of Clash of Champions pay-per-view, streaming live on the WWE Network.
Been well documented in the past. Cedric Alexander struggled to stay under the cruiserweight weight limit. He's been able to add a little bit of weight, which he feels helps him strike a little harder. But we'll see how it plays. There we go, case in point.
Hell of a strike right there.
Back elbow by Alexander has stunned Styles, but can Cedric Alexander rally? Alexander planted AJ face first, remember, for the United States Championship. Alexander in a kick out at 1.5 by the champion Styles.
And what a celebration Cedric Alexander could have here tonight in his hometown.
AJ Styles does not want to allow that to happen.
Reverse DDT spikes the challenger.
And AJ so good.
He's not good, Cole. He's phenomenal.
No doubt about that. One of the best in the entire world, has been for his entire career.
And AJ knows that right now at this moment, it's just a matter of time. He can end this when he wants.
Styles off the top.
There it is!
Oh, Alexander! Knocked for a loop by Styles. Off the phenomenal form, and now Styles with the exclamation point. The Styles clash. AJ Styles made an emphatic statement here tonight at Clash of Champions.
Here's your winner, and still the United States champions.
AJ's not done.
Yeah, AJ Styles wants to teach Alexander a lesson.
AJ wants to humiliate Cedric, just like Styles and the OC were humiliated in Madison Square Garden last week.
The damage is already done.
Anderson and Gallows, AJ's running buddies, and Gallows with a boot to Alexander. And now beat him down, punish him, humiliate him in his home city.
Cedric Alexander just being mugged by Gallows and Anderson, and Styles once again joining the fray.
Well, the official or somebody better get in there and separate these three men from Alexander. Nothing sweet about that for Cedric, but the OC sending a statement here tonight. At Clash of Champions, AJ Styles successfully retains the United States title.
AJ Styles! Covering fire!
Rated M for mature.
Play it with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is almost time. We are minutes away from going live on the WWE Network for Clash of Champions, coming to you live from the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we are in for so much fun tonight, but guys, there is only one place, unless you're right here in the building with us, that you can catch all of the Clash of Champions action. That is on the WWE Network. So head on over right this second. I don't want you to do anything else. WWENetwork.com. Sign up because Clash of Champions is free for new subscribers. Not only that, next month's Hell in a Cell, free for new subscribers. And tonight, kicking off the Clash of Champions action, none other than the Raw Tag Team Championship showdown between Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, going against the team of Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. And Coach, I gotta say, this is going to be one strange night for the current Raw Tag Team Champions.
It's all going to be about how they leave this matchup and what kind of physical shape they will be in, because later in the evening, the Universal title, the biggest title on Raw, will be on the line with Seth Rollins, the champ, goes head-to-head, face-to-face, toe-to-toe with Braun Strowman. Gentlemen, we have about a minute left. Braun Strowman's been waiting a really, really long time for a legitimate chance at this title. What do you think he has to do tonight? We know he can beat Seth Rollins, but Seth Rollins has this gear about him that when it's the lights are the brightest, he just doesn't lose.
He sure does. And it's for the Universal Championship, the most richest prize on Raw. This is an interesting dynamic because these two gentlemen have to be tag team partners first tonight. However, you can't ignore the fact that just a little while later, your partner is going to be your opponent.
What is the more optimal situation? I mean, it's going to be awkward no matter what. If they retain the titles and have to face each other as co-champions, or if they lose the titles and then have to face each other as just complete opposites at this point.
You know, I can't answer that question, but I see it like this, being in this position. It's about tonight, let's unite for one purpose. Let's get this money, let's defend the championship. Then let's go out here and settle this business. That's what men do. So I like the scenario, me myself. So as well as Braun Strowman, of course, at the end of the day, it is something there for him, a championship. It could be a big title reign for him coming up. I like it.
Both of these men, they love to be great. And tonight's a chance to be great twice. And they will kick off the show in a matter of moments. You know, we all achieve to be champions. We all hope one day we can be included in a night like this. But at some point, every champion has to step up, must be counted. Settle in for a night of champions. Settle in for Clash of Champions. And here they come, the Raw Tag Team Champions of the world. When the show starts, they will be the first match out of the gate. Can they coexist? Can they pick up the pieces and compete later in the show?
They look ready to go.
Every title will be defended tonight. Enjoy for our entire crew here. Enjoy Clash of Champions. It starts next.
WWE Clash of Champions pay-per-view,